food is a transaction. What was in the earth, you're taking it into the body. It will function best if it comes from that piece or that area of earth on which you're living. So generally the prescription is like this, how much you can walk in a day, that should be the radius of land from which you eat. You should not eat food which is grown far away from you, because the body that you carry is essentially a piece of this planet. If it is a piece of this planet, if you're eating food from that specific area and you're living on that area, there is a constant interaction between your body. Suppose you live on a patch of land, grow your own food and eat it. Within a month's time, you will see a very distinct change in the healthfulness of your body. How healthy the body is, how easily it rejuvenates itself, depends on a high level of oxygen in the blood. And that capability will go down, particularly women have to be careful on this because of the biological process, that their hemoglobin content may go down and their ability to carry oxygen in the blood will come down. So, to take care of this, one of the simple things is you consume a little bit of honey in warm water on a daily basis, and you will see slowly the RBC content will go up. If there's more oxygen in the blood, suddenly you feel a burst of energy, suddenly everything is active, the rejuvenation system in the body is going up, the dead cells are being replaced quickly. The level of inertia that you feel in the body is much lower, the level of inertia that you feel in your mind is much lower. Lymphatic system is very vital for us to maintain health, of course, but to maintain vibrance. It's lymphatic system which keeps the fluid management in the body and takes care of external organisms which bother your system, takes care of injury and inflammation. Injury is not just physical injuries. At the cellular level, there is inflammation. The cellular debris that is there in the body needs to be cleaned up. There is something called as triphala. It's a magical three fruits of tropical world. The triphala does wonders to see that your lymphatic system gets active. The triphala, with a little bit of water or a spoon of milk or something, if you take it, or even honey, if you take it, the cleansing in the system will happen, it's really magical.
Generally, in the yoga center, it's arranged like this. Morning 10 o'clock, one meal, evening 7 o'clock, another meal. For most people, when I say most people, anybody over 30, 35 years of age, 30 years of age, this is a good mode to eat. If you're over 50 years of age, unless you're physically an extremely active person, one meal would do, you live very well. And sufficient break between the meals is very vital for your physical and psychological health. One reason that you find so much psychological disturbances is they're eating too often. How would that cause psychological imbalance? You need to understand the excretory system. When I say excretion, not just the digestive process, on the cellular level excretion is happening all the time. For this to happen efficiently, your stomach should be empty. That means your digestion must be so good, if you eat something, within 1.5 to 2 hours, your stomach should be empty. If your stomach is empty, the excretory process on the cellular level functions at its best. All the impurities get removed. Now if you sit here, you will sit here peacefully, joyfully.
If you eat with an enormous sense of gratitude for all the living things that give up their lives to sustain yours, then the food that you eat will respond in a wonderful way within you. We need to understand this, who we are right now. You may think this is an absolute. No, this is just a life process. You may think this is me, this is just a race cycle. What was soil became food, what is food became body, what is body will once again become soil. It is just a cycle. So, don't take your individuality so seriously. Everything that provides you to go through this process of life with health, well-being and joy in your life, everything that you consume, they're all having a role, they all have a contribution to make. If you recognize this contribution, how from a simple leaf to a vegetable to whatever else you eat are giving up their lives to make yours. If you're conscious of it, naturally you will have gratitude. If you consume food with this sense of absolute gratitude to all that gives up their life to make yours.
We must check and see what kind of fruits you're exposed to. And seasonally, there are a variety of fruits. It's very incredible that what kind of fruits the land produces at a certain time is most suitable for the system. There's a lot of study about this, how for those seasons when it's cold, when it's hot, when the moisture is very high, the right kind of fruit comes out of the earth. If you're eating from that area, but now you're eating fruit that comes from New Zealand, this is another matter. If you're eating from the land around you, you will see the right kind of fruit is coming to you at the right season. It's the best thing to eat at that time.
In yoga, their food is classified as sattva, rajas and tamas. In the yogic culture, if you cook something, the maximum time in which you can eat it is 1.5 hours, 90 minutes. Before that, you should have eaten the food. After that, we won't touch the food because it has started gathering tamas. If you eat anything which has tamas, inertia will come in your system. Inertia does not mean you just become lazy. Inertia means certain things slow down. Certain things means essentially regeneration of the system slows down. Cognition level slowly will go down over a period of time. If you want to experiment, you can experiment. Eat something very fresh for 1 week, eat something which is processed and kept for 1 month, 2 months and then eat it, you will see the level of alertness in the system, you will notice it in your experience.